Hiya, folks. This is Rick Emmett of Triumph.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad.
Hi, this is a best-selling author. I threw the best-selling in there. Best-selling author Dick Wybrow.
I'm Melanie from Second Shooter.
This is Jeff with Second Shooter.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Allen from Bridges Ablaze.
Hey, this is Sammy Lee, drummer of the band Red Rain.
Yo guys, it's Mark McKay.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher.
Hola amigos, this is Billy Sheehan.
Hey guys, this is John Karabi.
Hi, this is Jim Valance.
What's up everybody, it's Logan from All the Pretty Things.
Hey guys, it's Lebo Leone.
This is Nothing from Inside the Trojan Horse.
What's up guys, Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project.
My name's Reggie, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
It's time once again for the Weekly Pour, the show that knows everything about absolutely nothing. Here are your hosts, TBT and Ace.
Here are your hosts, TBT and Ace. I am TBT. That guy over there is Ace. Welcome to episode 190 of the Weekly Pour podcast. We are joining tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday, July the 22nd. Welcome if you are watching us live. Jump into the chat.
Did you say the 22?
Yeah, or the 26. Holy shit. Let's start all over again. Hang on, let's start all over.
What day is it first?
Welcome to the Weekly Pour podcast. I'm TBT. This is episode 190. That guy over there is Ace. I'm TBT. It is Wednesday, July 22nd, 2026. There. Holy moly. This is what happens when we do it live. If you're watching this live, obviously on the YouTubes, jump into the chat, say hi. We got some of our regulars in there already. Of course, it wouldn't be a show without Mama TBT showing up first and foremost to be the number one person in. And Mrs. TBT is in. And much to my happiness, Swathy McFrick is in.
Yay.
That makes me happy. It makes me very happy. I have a lot of stuff up on my screen right now. We got a lot to cover this week, and I'm excited about it because the very last story that we're going to get into today, we'll probably spend a lot of time on it because it is absolutely hilarious. It's very comical. It puts into perspective some of the stuff that we've joked about over the course of the last 5 seasons in regards to what people ask for, artists, what they ask for when they are performing at a place. We will get into who we're talking about. And what we're talking about a little later on.
Because the most famous case of this would be like no brown M&Ms for Van Halen. That type of thing is what we're talking about.
Yeah, and we'll get into that a little bit later towards the end of the show because I think it's a story you guys will really, really enjoy. Other than that, it is nice to know that we are not in the middle of sweltering hot weather anymore, at least for the next 3 or 4 days. Come Sunday, we will be boiling once again because that's what we do.
It was beautiful here today.
Yes.
I wasn't outside a lot. I had the day off, and I kind of just hung out around the house, but not outside of the house.
But it was a good day to be outside, that's for sure.
Isn't that weird? Yeah. I could have been outside. I was busy with other things inside that
with the
were
inside
more important
stuff.
Yeah, much more important.
I was not off today. I did work. I will be off on Friday, and it is it's my day to mow because once again, it's that time.
Man, it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long. It looks like shaggy. And then everyone mows around me. All my neighbors mow around me and make mine look 3 inches higher.
Yeah, every single time. One thing that I did notice, as you know, everybody should know, we peruse the news of rock and roll, of metal, and we decide on certain things that we want to bring to your attention every week when we do this show. Most of the stuff is going to be tailored around 80s, 90s rock, some 70s. We don't go too much farther than that. But every once in a while, we come across a story that just makes us go, why not talk about this? And it may not even be related to music. In this case, Ace has no idea what's coming. and what's about to drop out of my mouth because I've not filled him in on this. But this story that I want to bring up just gives you hope. If there's ever a time when you're just done, you're done with work, you're done with going to the store to get your groceries, and you just want to do something else.
That's every day.
Something else that may just get you into the headlines of some of the weirdest news stories that you could ever come across. The one I picked to go with, because I just came across it, was sitting right next to another story where a bear got trapped in a car and did nothing but honk the horn. Lots of damage, obviously, to the inside of the car, and he also set off the driver's side airbag. But he consistently honked the horn. I think this happened somewhere in Colorado. Can you imagine?
How does the bear get in the car?
Number one, crawl out the damn window that you went in, if that's the case. Or if maybe the door was open, he crawled in because somebody left it open trying to get their groceries in the house. He crawls in.
They're done with groceries.
His tail decides to close the door, and he doesn't have opposing thumbs in order to open the door. Therefore, he just sits there. Don't bears have tails? Winnie the Pooh had a tail, didn't he?
No.
Oh, okay. Maybe his back big ass toenail grabbed the door and shut it. And what's a bear to do? Just sit there and honk the horn.
Right.
But that's not the story. That's not the story that I'm relating to you guys that will give you hope. There is a gentleman from Idaho who is a serial Guinness World Record breaker who just recently recaptured.
You mean he does this often?
Cereal. Yes.
Okay. Or
it's the second time I've used the word cereal in less than 3 hours. Anyway, he is a serial Guinness World Record breaker from Idaho. The key to this is he recaptured. Okay, meaning he had it before. It was broke. I don't know by who, but he has recaptured a neck-straining title by doing this, by balancing 195 rolls of toilet paper on his forehead. Yeah. This dude's name is David Rush. He holds the most concurrent Guinness World Records titles. He originally set the record for the most toilet paper rolls balanced on the head at 101 back in 2021. So he got beat and then had to come back and beat his old record with an additional 94 rolls because the record
wanted to obliterate.
The record was taken by someone who pushed it to 152, leading Mr. Rush to attempt to take it back in May of 2025. The first attempt, he says, was humbling reminder of the biggest enemy in the sport, nerves. I would have thought it would have been poop. If you feel even just a bit of hesitation, the stack wobbles. And everybody knows that wobble creates a wave through the compressed layers and everything comes crashing down. On his second try, he managed to balance 195 rolls of toilet paper on his head for the required 30 seconds. So in the event you don't think your life is worth anything and you're just giving up and you're tired of getting explosive diarrhea from Taco Bell lettuce, just remember, you could always go to Walmart, whether there's a hurricane coming or not, and buy yourself a lot of toilet paper, and you only need 196 rolls in order to break the record.
I have questions.
Is genius. What is your question, sir? I don't know if it was
he,
Charmin. I don't know if it was Angel Soft.
Was he laying down?
I don't know.
On his forehead?
No, it was
right?
neck straining. If it's neck straining, that means his head was probably up in the air.
That's
insane.
There's no way.
Oh,
there's no way.
Oh, but there's a video.
How flat? How flat is his forehead?
It's flatter now.
Who stacks them?
People.
How tall is this? How tall is the ladder?
995 toilet paper rolls tall.
I believe you would have to have a very good stacker to stack your stack of toilet paper.
Yeah. Is there a job for that? Toilet paper stacker guy or gal?
Well, I doubt he picked anyone that was qualified. He probably trained them.
With a ladder.
Right. So there's trickery here. It's like magic.
Is there?
And what made this record so important to him that he had to reclaim it if he's a serial record breaker?
That's exactly why, because he's a serial record breaker, and he was like, you know what? Ain't nobody taking that record from me. My question is whether or not it was single ply or double ply. Because if it's double ply, does that not count as 195 times 2?
It would be double ply just because there's no point in single ply.
Which I would waste by stacking on my forehead.
Well, you don't waste it. You can pass it out to the crowd autographed.
The crowd. Because I'm sure there was a crowd.
Yeah, there's a crowd, right?
No.
You announce this. It's an event. The press is there. News crews. The Guinness guy, right?
The good thing is...
he sells T-shirts. Merch?
Probably not. He probably maybe some merch. The good thing is, since he is a serial Guinness World Record holder breaker guy, as you can see, he's literally on a roll.
Boo!
And I stopped there. But what an interesting story! What an interesting story. We do have a much more interesting story coming at you. And that's all the stuff that we have to get into. The very first thing that we're going to get into, because it is super important to talk about, is that Mötley Crüe has officially launched the return of Carnival of Sins Tour just this past Friday night. There are videos galore out of this performance because, as we have said many times on this podcast, everybody wants to know, how does Vince do? How does everything sound? Blah, 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 blah.
Are there backing tracks?
What I can tell you is, as we've said before, make your own judgment. You are going to see Mötley Crüe as they celebrate the 20th anniversary of the band's groundbreaking 2005-2006 Carnival of Sins Tour, and actually Mötley Crüe's 45th anniversary. They are doing a 33-city Live Nation-produced tour, of course, with support acts including Extreme and Tesla. But now that they have officially launched this tour, as I said, there are videos out there, and there are some videos that are showing the entire show. So if you have an hour and a half to go through and watch the entire show, so be it. Or you could just pay your Live Nation fees and go to the show yourself when it comes to a town near you. According to setlist.com, setlist.fm, that is, they played about 17 songs, including a first that they played on the 10th round. They opened the show with what I can tell you for sure that I know is they opened the show with a video montage. There is a I'm going to call it an AI generated clown, if you will, who gives a story. I'm sure you can look that up and find it online somewhere. He gives this story. And if you remember the whole Carnival of Sins, it was all about the circus and clowns and scantily clad clown ladies and all this stuff. They opened a show with the song Red Hot, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't think they play that a lot, do they? Do they play that a lot?
I honestly, I don't remember from the
That's a
last
bit.
time I seen them.
To me, that's a bit of a deep track, and I like that. I like it.
Well, I go the same with the second track that they do, which is Louder
I
Than
love
Hell.
it.
To
Well,
me, that's
that's
another
probably
deep track.
that's probably my favorite song off Theodore Payne.
Yeah.
That song gets zero credit for how kick-ass it is.
Absolutely. Real quick, I want to welcome in Pam, who just jumped into the chat. Welcome. Glad you made it this evening. So to continue on with what they played on the set list, we'll go through all 17 songs. Of course, like I said, started off with Red Hot, then Louder Than Hell, followed by Wild Side, and then Shout at the Devil. Too Fast for Love, Looks That Kill came in at the 6th song. Too Young to Fall in Love, Take Me to the Top. The 9th song that they played is one of my absolute favorites from Mötley Crüe. It is Primal Scream. I love that song when it came out. It was so gritty and just so raw. And then for the first time since 2012,
right, this is awesome.
They played Afraid. Now, if you're not familiar with that track, you need to listen to it. That is one of those that you're going, oh man, that's pretty good. I wish I would have listened to that another time.
Is that from Generation Swine?
I believe so. I'm literally getting ready to look that up because I don't want to. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
That's one of those kind of
it is
polarizing records, but that track has built a nice following, like a cult following. It's pretty popular, really.
Yeah, it was released in 1997 off the album Generation Swine. Nikki
Corabi
Sixx
has something to do with that.
Well, Nikki Sixx wrote the song, and the lyrics were inspired by the early stages of his relationship with Donna D'Errico. So, I mean, take it for what it's worth, especially when you listen to the song. It charted, I think, at number 10 on the mainstream charts. Very good song. It's, again, not one that they play a lot. They haven't played it since 2012. They followed that up with Home Sweet Home, and then John 5 with his guitar solo. They then did Smoking in the Boys' Room, Live Wire, Girls, 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 Dr. Feelgood, and ended the show with Kickstart My Heart. As I said before, there's a lot of fan filmed video of the concert out there. So if you want to see it, watch it.
That's a nice compressed set list. You could argue they left some meat on the table. They've got so many songs, but they added some things they don't normally play. Let's see. Yeah, right. Like Take Me to the Top. That was one you talked about a few weeks ago that you were looking forward to when you see them coming up in August.
Correct.
And so I like the additions because it's different.
Right.
And I like the nice compression. And I think they play I told you before the show started, like an hour and 10 minutes.
Something like that. Yeah.
Right. From the reviews I'm hearing, maybe of this show and maybe another one. I think Tesla and Extreme are getting about 50 minutes apiece, and then Crue is doing an hour and 10.
Right.
Yeah, and all reports are things are good as long as you know what you're getting into. Everyone seems to be enjoying it, and what I mean by that is you take Mötley Crüe for what they are. You're there to see that legendary band, and don't worry about Vince. Just enjoy it. And it seems like people have a good time.
Yeah. Now, there's a good chance that this set list could change. It just depends. Everybody wants to hear the hits, of course. That's a given. But really, I mean, depending on your knowledge of Mötley Crüe, there's a lot of different things that they could still play to fill that, which I still feel would be popular enough to get out there. I would love to see them play You're All I Need live. Because I don't think that's one I've ever seen it. One good thing, it's an amazing song that has a video that was banned by MTV. It's very important to throw that out there. Mötley Crüe has said that $1 from each and every ticket sold for the return of Carnival of Sins will be donated to ASAP, which is the After School Arts Program, and that's going to be done and given through the Mötley Crüe Give Back Initiative to fund hands-on arts programs for young people. I don't know the definition of young people, but I don't think we fit the bill, apparently.
Yeah. Right here.
I know it hurts. It hurts. It absolutely
young at heart.
I've watched some of the videos, some of the quick ones, with them doing stuff. I love the stage setup. It's very reminiscent of Carnival of Sins back in the day. It's not as over the top under the big top, but it's still it's Mötley Crüe.
They're not doing the roller coaster with the drum set, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that I know of, but it's still very badass. So yeah, looking forward to that. If you are in the Indiana area, of course they are going to be at Ruoff, I believe, August 28th. That's what we're going to go with Tesla and Extreme. That's another thing to touch on Extreme real quick. There are some videos out of the Extreme performance. Man, I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
I've heard Sharon sounds amazing, and of course Nuno. He's going to kill it.
Yeah, exactly. So get out there, pay very close attention to all this as this tour continues. Again, 33 cities live. I don't know. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. I want to look and see where their next stop is. Mötley Crüe tour. Probably. I don't know. Today is July the 22nd. And the next show is today in Toronto. 2 days ago, they were in Clarkston, Michigan. Today, they're in Toronto, Ontario. And then on the 24th, so that would be Friday, they will be in Guilford, New Hampshire.
Dude,
and then lots of East Coast stuff until they come back this way. If you're close to this area, Cincinnati on August 25th, Grand Rapids, Michigan, August 27th, and in Noblesville on August 28th, which is kind of like halfway through.
Which is a good spot because
or 2/3 of the way. It's about 2/3 of the way.
Yeah, but they're warmed up anyway.
Yeah.
That'll be good. I'm looking, and the set list for Extreme and Tesla are very, very close. Tesla's playing 9 songs.
Okay.
And Extreme is playing 10. And that doesn't mean one gets more time than the other. It probably has to do with just how long a song takes.
Oh, absolutely.
But the end, you'll like this. The end of the Extreme set list, there seems to be an Ozzy tribute.
That'll be fantastic.
Yeah, they do a medley of I Don't Know, Bark at the Moon, and Crazy Train.
Let me...
With Nuno, man.
Yeah.
That'll get the crowd going.
Yeah, it will. And looking at the songs that they're playing, obviously you're going to have Wholehearted and More Than Words. Rise, I'm very glad to see that on the list. That's towards the end of the show. But yeah, it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I'm excited to see Mötley Crüe, but I think I'm even more excited to see Extreme. So pay attention to it. Watch some of the YouTube videos and check them out because it's Mötley Crüe. And as I have said before, this could very well be the last time you get to see the Crüe on tour. That's just my guess. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, which I kind of hope I am. But
what makes you think that?
We've been over this. It's just I think we're getting to the point where it's time to almost time to hang it up. Obviously, that's not my call, and I'm going to get a lot of hate mail for saying that, but whatever. There comes a time where you just need to stop. Go out on a high. Don't go out on a low. Go out on that high. There's a singer available right now.
A singer available to join them?
There's a singer available right now that could join them.
Is he also auditioning for Skid Row?
Negative. He's actually just left the Dead Daisies.
Yes. Well, not of his own accord.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there. He's
Right.
available.
I would love that. It would never
Woo.
happen. But we're talking about John Corabi, of course.
Yeah.
But it would never happen. And he even, in a recent interview, touched on that he didn't leave the Daisies because he was going back to Mötley Crüe. This was something that just kind of happened. They've been reuniting with Glenn Hughes in the last few weeks so who knows what really went on there. I can only guess. It just happened.
It just
And
happened.
matter of fact, I was listening to his new record today for the second time. It's a lot. It's a lot of fun.
I said, I hope I'm wrong. I just think that this may be the last time to see Mötley
that
Crüe.
version.
No. I just think Mötley Crüe in general. On tour. Let me rephrase it. On tour. Not necessarily see them one-offs.
Or a special here and there, or even a single. We didn't get a record. We didn't get a record from the last little round of what songs they put out. What was it? A couple songs.
Do we need it?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think we need new Mötley Crüe.
No, not with this catalog.
I'm just surprised. I thought they might. With John 5 in the band, let him put his stamp on the recording process, and have an album.
Yeah. Yeah, probably not. What was the last song they put out? I can't think of it right now.
Dogs of War?
I thought they came out with one like last year.
Let's see. I think there was Dogs of War. As we look to technology to help us.
Yeah, the last studio album. My gosh, the last studio album, was it really Saints of Los Angeles?
Yes.
In 2008. So we are almost 20 years since the last full studio release from Mötley Crüe. There's no way. There's no way. Am I just that out of touch with my Mötley Crüe albums?
No, I believe you're accurate. I don't think that's not a bad record at all.
Oh, I loved it. I mean, I loved all of them. Saints of Los Angeles, 2008.
2024. Golly, time flies. 2024, the last singles. And I forgot this. We got a cover of You Gotta Fight for Your Right to Party.
How could I?
As well as Dogs of War. And one I did not listen to. I don't know it. Canceled.
I'll have to check and see if I actually have that one somewhere.
Dogs of War actually charted well on the U.S. mainstream chart, number 5.
Okay, yeah, I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. But yeah, you're right. That I didn't know there was 3 either. Oh well,
yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, well, we're talking about Mötley Crüe and these songs, but think about that. Yes, they've released 2 songs, Dogs of War, canceled, but a studio album, 2008. We're nearly 20 years since their last studio album, and that right there just blows my mind. That blows my mind as much as realizing yesterday that my son turned 30 years old.
Hey, I've got one of those coming up too. My son will be turning 30.
Yeah. So all I did was just remind him that he's halfway to 60, and it made me feel better.
We're closer. I'm closer to that than anyone. But I think also we have to make sure we make note that Nikki Sixx got busy with 6 a.m.
Okay, true.
So that took up some time. They may, and they took breaks and may not feel like they need to put out studio records anymore.
To not try to go off on a total another exit. I love 6 a.m.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely loved everything they put out. But we'll talk about them another time, I'm sure.
And that's so funny how the creative process works because you might get a Mötley Crüe record that we consider weak. And it's not up to par with what we're used to and that kind of thing. But the 6 a.m. stuff is fresh, really fresh and really well done. And it's Nikki Sixx is like revitalized in those albums.
Yeah.
Of course, he's got a good group around him, DJ Ashba being one of them.
Yeah, exactly. Their last album was Prayers for the Blessed, Volume 2, which was released in 2016. Actually, Volume 1 was actually released in 2016 as well. So yeah, there was some stuff, but that's just I don't want to get into them too much, but that's a band I absolutely loved.
And they've been dormant now for whatever reason. You'd think they'd be kind of picking that up a little bit, but it's been Mötley Crüe for Nikki Sixx. It's been Mötley Crüe these last 10 years.
Right. And really, who knows what James Michael? Of course, James Michael is the vocalist for 6 a.m.
He's so good. Oh, he's so good.
Yeah, and I really don't know what he's doing now, other than doing. I think he's doing some solo stuff and all that. But
yeah, DJ Ashba's busy. I know that.
That boy, yeah, I was gonna say that boy's always busy. And it's funny. Well, I'm not even going to get into that. I'm going to move on because we have other stuff to talk about, or we could do a whole Mötley Crüe 6 a.m. show. Some big news coming out of the world of Aaron Lewis, who, of course, we talked about most recently because of his concert appearance in Paoli, Indiana, just recently. We were talking and we told you guys that he had a new album coming out. Well, that album finally dropped on Friday. It is another along the lines of his country scene, if you will. It is entitled Give My Country Back. And lo and behold, on iTunes, it is currently the best-selling country album in America, as Give My Country Back is holding the #1 spot on the country albums chart following its release. And this information just came out yesterday, so we're not even talking an entire week.
No.
The album also climbed to #6 on iTunes All Genres albums. This is Aaron Lewis's 6th solo studio album, and of course, it is out now. I have obviously listened to a lot of the album at the show, but since its release on Friday, I immediately went to it and listened to it, and it is no secret that I am not a country music fan at all. This is not country. This is Aaron freaking Lewis.
I was going to say, you don't have to necessarily say you're a country fan now. You can always say you're an Aaron Lewis fan.
Exactly.
You know, and I was wrong. I wanted to tell you that I listened to that and the set list you sent me, and it's not it's outlaw country, but not in the vein I thought it was. It is in the vein of Waylon Jennings.
Yes.
And Willie Nelson and that type of outlaw country, the original brand of outlaw country. It's like that. Yeah. And it's actually really good. It's a throwback, but boy, it's good.
Absolutely. Since launching his solo country career, Aaron Lewis has earned 2 #1 Billboard country album debuts with Town Line and Sinner. He released the platinum certified collaboration Country Boy, which featured George Jones and Charlie Daniels, and scored a gold certified #1 hit with 2021's Am I the Only One? His catalog has now surpassed 5.7 billion career streams worldwide. Whether or not you are into Aaron Lewis, you are into the country scene, country music, whatever, give yourself the opportunity to listen to Am I the Only One? Again, that's from 2021 from Aaron Lewis. That is a very powerful song. Very powerful song. Very patriotic. And if you're a patriotic person, even if you're not, it's worth listening to. So,
you know, and I think I was reading this article, and he talks about his roots in country music. He grew up in Vermont, I believe, right?
Yeah, Springfield, Vermont.
Right, and listening to his parents, grandparents, and that sort of thing.
They're 8 tracks
playing George Jones and Charlie Daniels and things like that, and he must. Sometimes you get a little nostalgic for that stuff, and you're sitting there playing that heavy music you wanted to play.
Yeah.
But you get older, and then you step back and say, man, I kind of miss listening to that stuff. What if I could play it? And he's created a whole little side career on this.
It's not even a side career. It's almost like Stained is the side career.
Yeah, exactly.
I turned around after this new one came out. I was so impressed at how good it was. I was like, were his other albums just as good? I went and got those as well, and I now have a huge playlist of all of Aaron Lewis's country stuff. And I tell you what, every single one of them have been good. Are there skippable tracks? Sure, probably here and there. If I was more into country, I probably wouldn't skip them. However, man, they're good. And some of them I remembered from, when they first came out, when he first debuted his country stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that song. Tangled in you, tangled up with you, tangled in your arms, tangled on our feet, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That was one of those songs that came out, and that's a phenomenal song from Aaron Lewis.
Really pretty song. Song.
Yeah, very much so. But so that we're not skipping the beat and just thinking that Aaron Lewis is nothing but country now. Oh, he still has an opinion. As a matter of fact, in a conversation that he recently had on another podcast, he talks about something that we are constantly bringing up on this show. But this, in his case, in Aaron Lewis's case, he blasts the bands who are relying, not just relying on backing tracks during the concerts. And he really makes a very good point and says that it's robbing the person that is going to see a live show. It's really hard to argue with that logic.
I guess the only thing I could say is that there are people that just insist that everything sounds like the record. And the bands feel that pressure.
Sure.
And they've just gotten into this reliance on a crutch of playing tracks. I think he even said in an interview I listened to recently that he was with bands or have seen bands where you could just walk off the stage. The band could walk off the stage.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't hardly notice because the underlying tracks are just so prominent. They're playing, but the tracks are there the whole time.
Yeah, and I think in that same interview, didn't he insinuate that he had been on some tours in the past?
Yeah. He was saying the last 2 to 3 tours of Stained, they were the only band playing live. So that says a lot. And they were with some pretty big bands. If you want to do your own research, we're not going to name them here.
Nope. Do your own research on that one.
Right, but that it says a lot about the state of music. When you're the only band going out there playing totally live.
Yeah.
Warts and all.
Right. So Aaron Lewis is actually currently on the road, as everyone should already know, for his 2026 American tour, featuring his band, the Stateliners. I called them something else at one point. Doesn't matter. But Aaron Lewis and the Stateliners, be sure to check them out if they come near you. I do not think you'll be disappointed. It's very cool to see him hitting that #1 spot with this album. It is totally worth checking out. Again, please check it out. It's very good. Give My Country Back is the
National
name
anthem.
of it. Oh, you can get no argument from me.
Let me hit the point home one more time on this tracks thing. Just think of what you pay in a ticket price when you go to a show.
If you have the chat up, read the chat.
I do not have the chat up.
Okay, I'm going to read this to you because this is going to go along with what you said. We're going to switch it over to Pam in the chat, who says, and she's alluding to the backing tracks, but that is not live music, and I want to hear it live. And it makes me question, if they can't sound close to the recorded version, then just how mixed is it? Makes you wonder.
How much production is going on. And, this links to your whole thing with Mötley Crüe, that maybe it's time to hang up because they're using tracks on this tour. And if you're okay with that, then it's fine.
Yeah.
But what I'll never understand is why, if they're using tracks, click tracks, backing tracks, underneath, over tracks, all these tracks, why the hell is Vince Neil singing live?
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
At least maybe he's got some integrity and says, I'm going to sing live, and this is me.
Yeah.
I don't know. If so, credit to him.
Sure. After what he's been through, absolutely.
Right.
But yeah, I can't wait. And we'll have more reviews and all that's coming out as this tour continues. Sure. So yeah, the Mötley Crüe thing, and it led right into the whole Aaron Lewis thing. But again, congrats to him. Wow, that's very cool. We talked about Nickelback just last week, and we were talking about, their album that's coming out and the new track that's out and how badass it is. Well, we just got a little bit more info on Nickelback, and I found this very interesting because I don't recall knowing this, and I don't recall even talking about it.
I don't think this was a big story. Yeah, this wasn't a story at all.
No. So just today, we find out based on an interview that was performed by bassist Mike Kruger, who is the lead singer's brother, obviously. In a recent interview, he confessed that he and his bandmates in Nickelback, get this, they have sold about 80% of their rights to the band to an unidentified third party. He didn't really give.
They're from Saudi Arabia,
right? He didn't give a full amount. It's really nobody's business, but they sold 80% of it. This is not uncommon. We have talked about this so many times on this show about bands, selling off their likeness. We just did with Iron Maiden not too long ago, and talking about Eddie and all that.
Yep.
Slipknot's done it. Red Hot Chili Peppers, the Deftones. The list goes on and on. Even outside of rock and metal, there's just so many. But I had no idea that Nickelback had done that, and I find that very. I don't know why I find it so interesting, but I do. Not that they don't deserve it, because they absolutely deserve it. It's of course. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I didn't know, and I figured that would have been more in the news, or more headline.
Right. This is a band with 60 million albums sold worldwide, and billions of streams. They're very well known and still active, obviously. Right. And you think we would have heard something, but considering it's an undisclosed source, maybe they were undisclosing this sale until now. Just didn't want to talk about it.
Backstage Recordings makes a very valid point. It says everyone wants the money before they pass. Can you blame them? You can't take the money with you. I mean, Imagine Dragons, all right? Popular in whatever genre they are. They have already sold their stuff, everything they've done up until now.
They don't have a lot, though, right?
Reportedly at a cool, crisp $100 million. I want to sell the rights to my book right now.
Right.
So if somebody wants to do that, come buy it, and then we'll write the book. But let's go ahead and sell it. And then.
So it makes sense. It makes sense to sell it like the comment was, before you pass away, because if you don't, what happens to the catalog, the rights, things like that? It gets sold like the Beatles getting sold to Michael Jackson. That it gets bounced around. Paul McCartney doesn't own it.
True.
It was sent to sold to someone else. This way, you dictate what happens to it. You dictate who gets it, how it's used, and you get the money, and you can keep the money, and your ancestor. I mean, your not your ancestors, but your children, your children's children, all that. They get the money. They're taken care of. I mean, it makes sense. You think they have enough money, but there's never enough money.
Yeah. And does it really hurt anything to do that? I don't know. What are you missing out on? Anything? If Nickelback did this a few years ago and they're getting ready to put out another album, pretty sure they're doing fine. They're doing just fine.
Right.
So
right, and it's the right time because they're where do you consider Nickelback in their career? Middle, toward the end? Probably in the middle, right?
Yeah.
But
just past
you and
the middle.
Right. But what we both know is what is before this album is the big stuff.
Oh yeah. But we don't know because we've not even heard the album to know what big stuff's going to come up off of this.
We don't. We have no clue. And that makes it even more interesting because do you make another deal? Let's say you make 2 or 3 other triple platinum records.
Yeah.
That do really well.
Absolutely.
Do you make another deal? Sell that stuff?
Think about the money. Think about the money, though. The money that they're making on tour, that they're doing for album sales. The tour that they have to put on. They got to pay for those tours. The people that are helping on the tours, they have to be paid for. So
ain't cheap.
It's not cheap. And if I can get $100-200 million for my catalog, it might just be worth it. Right now, there's an offer sitting in our attorney's hands for this podcast. We've been offered $300 to shut up, but still, it's $300 we don't have
to
now.
end it.
Yeah. So moving on to the somberest story that we have this week, and I cannot believe that this is even real. Yesterday actually marked the 1-year anniversary of Ozzy's passing. First off, I can't believe it's been a year.
No kidding.
The city of Birmingham is marking the year with a day of music and celebration, affectionately called Ozzy Day. It commemorates the passing of one of its most beloved sons. The city itself has been awash with fans cloaked in black, wearing T-shirts in tribute to Ozzy and Black Sabbath, visiting different sites within the city, most connected to the heavy metal icon, of course. Tony Iommi and Mrs. Ozzy Osbourne, Sharon, of course, paid their own tribute. In an interview with the BBC, Sharon said she wanted fans to remember her husband by playing his music really loud. I don't think that's an issue. Tony Iommi paid tribute, of course, on his social media, saying, well, it's now a year since Ozzy's passing, and I still can't believe he's not with us. I watch him on YouTube, and it feels like he's still here with us. We always stayed in touch almost every week or so, and we'd usually talk about our ailments and then about what we'd been doing that particular week. The fans have been absolutely brilliant, and the love and respect that they have shown for him has just been amazing. I know the town had been talking about doing something to commemorate that year, but it just seems like, holy moly, it seems like it was just yesterday that we were dealing with this.
I think part of the reason is we not just us, but the rock community has basically just never stopped talking about Ozzy since back to the beginning. We've just not stopped, and his passing only amplified it.
Yep.
And then you have his adopted son, Youngblood, out there touring.
Correct.
And it kind of just keeps it going, and everywhere you turn, Crazy Train is playing somewhere.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because next week, Youngblood will be in Indianapolis at the White River Amphitheater, if that's what it's even called now. Everbridge, Everclear, Everwise. I was close. And that's been the instruction because Mrs. TBT will be at that show. And that's the instruction that she has is as soon as something Ozzy related comes up, so does her phone. And it gets recorded because I want that. I'm not going to the show because I'm old. So
no, that's not why.
That's really not why. That's not why.
You have a dog with a medical condition you have to take care of.
This is very, very true. So that's been her thing is I told her, I want to see it. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it for her because, like you just said, his adoptive son, and we'll see if he is still continuing to do Ozzy stuff throughout this tour, which I'm sure he probably is.
I would imagine, yes.
Yeah. We promised you a very, very funny story to end this show, and with the last 10 minutes, we're going to dissect this. As I brought up last week, we talked about it. We told you that William Shatner was going to be performing in Chicago Sunday, September 20th at the Riot Fest. That is Riot Fest 2026. Bands normally put out what's called a rider. A rider is certain demands that they ask places to do for them. Whether it be like you mentioned at the beginning of the show, I need M&Ms, but only brown ones.
It's accommodations.
Yeah,
accommodations that suit the band.
I want pizza, but it can only be from Domino's, only thin crust, only cheese, one with one pineapple in the middle. Something absolutely insane. If you want to know some of the weirdest artist writers, Google it. Just GTS it, because there are some funny ones out there. Well, then we get to William Shatner. William Shatner has responded to the persistent letter writing that Riot Fest had done trying to get him there. In a video, William Shatner basically said, okay, I'll be there, but here, I'm giving you my rider. So what has Riot Fest done? Riot Fest has committed to showing him what he, William Shatner, means to them, and they're going to need everybody's help. We don't want years of letter writing to go to waste. Is anybody willing to lend a hand? What do you mean, lend a hand? Well, let's go over the Riot Fest 2026 artist writer requirements from Mr. William Shatner. This is broke down into 3 categories. The first category is, what must the city of Chicago provide? We have 8 minutes to get through all this. So the city of Chicago must provide the following. They must rename a boat in honor of William Shatner so he can captain a ship once again.
That's one of my favorites.
Chicago must provide one prominently displayed Riot Fest 2026 billboard with William Shatner's face and the face of one lucky fan. Very cool.
No specs on how that should be presented, though.
Right. The city of Chicago must provide a classic Chicago food item to be named in tribute to William Shatner. He must also be allowed to co-anchor the weather outside with Chicago's most beloved meteorologist, and he shall sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" at a Chicago baseball game. Now, what must the Riot Fest provide for the performance? Number 1, fire breathers. Many of them.
Many of them.
An intro video created by Guar. Guar.
Crazy.
And finally, in the performance category, Riot Fest must provide an artist golf cart that shall be replaced by a DeLorean.
Can you find one?
I don't know. This is where it gets even more interesting in the hospitality side. This is where M&Ms come in, bottles of water that can't be Evian. They have to be whatever. The Riot Fest must provide in the hospitality area, the dressing room shall be themed as Shatner's Shag Shack to artist specifications. If you want to know those specifications, you have to see 18.3 of the performance contract. Riot Fest must also provide 4 feet of Polish sausage
in the Shag Shack.
In the Shatner's Shag Shack. They must provide 1 Montreal Canadiens hockey sweater signed by John Stamos. They must provide 8 pallets of Faygo, not to be shared, not to be shared with Insane Clown Posse.
No, they'll just throw it on people.
This may be the most disturbing one. 1 pair of white tube socks, and 1 pair of underwear.
He's not bringing his own.
They also must provide an assortment of adoptable puppies sourced from a reputable local animal rescue nonprofit. I love that one. I'm going to save this one for last. They also must provide a bouquet of flowers in a vase. In parentheses, something sweet, something dainty.
Obviously.
The most ludicrous item outside of 8 pallets of Faygo includes 1 bowl of sauerkraut in the dressing room ready to eat.
If you got 4 feet of Polish sausage, you need some sauerkraut.
Is it for the dogs?
No.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the official William Shatner Riot Fest 2026 artist writer requirements. I invite you to go to riotfest.org. If you do not believe us and you want to read it yourself, it's there. There's also a very flamed up metal looking image of William Shatner on this writer. The video is there as well, where the William Shatner himself is responding to the Riot Fest organization in their attempts to get him on there. This is as classic William Shatner as you could get, to demand that you have these things provided by the city of Chicago, performance stuff by the Riot Fest, and then hospitality things. He didn't ask for 3 bags of Skittles with the yellows removed.
I think this goes right along with last year's John Stamos rider, which was utterly hilarious. And that's the point of these. It's all in good fun. But what if they do some of these? That would be hilarious.
I hope they do all of them.
I do. I hope they do.
That would be phenomenal. I'm pretty sure we talked about the rider that John Stamos had. Some of the items he requested were a John Stamos body pillow, a nude painting of B. Author, unlimited hummus served inside a Gibson guitar case, a ban on making eye contact with his hair.
Yes.
And permission to say riot fart whenever he or the crowd said Riot Fest. So it is now becoming tradition to go to Riot Fest and request the most ludicrous things on a rider, and I think they're just getting better. So there is no better way than to end an episode on
Riot Mike last year. Riot Mike had to get a John Stamos tattoo also. Don't forget.
This is right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yes, this is a good way to end the show.
This is a good way to end the show and a good way to remember and remind everyone that the world of rock and metal can still be fun. It's not always about the violence in the lyrics. It's about a John Stamos body pillow or a boat so that the captain can be a captain again. or a golf cart replaced by a DeLorean. I don't get it sometimes. We're going to work on our rider, and we'll report that next week. Thanks for joining us. This was episode 190. We will see you guys next week for, you guessed it, episode 191. Bye.